All right. Hello.
Hello.
Everybody hear me? You guys, whoever's watching from the stream,
Hello,
can you guys hear me on the stream?
hello.
Let me know if I need to adjust the volume on the stream. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're a little pressed for time tonight because we got a raid night to do. We got a lot to cover in a fairly short amount of time. Welcome to the April 2021 Coldsnap Summit. We'll give people a few moments to come in here. For those of you who want to attend the voice lobby, you can do so through Discord. Otherwise, you can just hit us up through either our Twitch or YouTube chats. Okay, give me 1 second here. Do we have all the staff here? We got Synth in here. Bop, 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 bop. Good enough for government work? Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Hell
so starting out, just a quick introduction. I am Squint. For those of you who don't know, I'm the Chief Administrator of the Delta Fighter Wing gaming community. We have with us here today Synthsy. He is our Executive Administrator. Space Monkey is our PC Division Administrator. And Premonition, our Console Division Administrator. So as far as roll call goes, the summit is a required attendance for members and recruits of DFW. If you want to check in, you don't have to necessarily be in the voice chat. You can do so through any of the through the Coldsnap Summit channel on Discord, or you can do so from the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat. Just say something in the chat so that Swag knows you're here. Swag is going to be the one taking roll call for participants. I don't think we have any allied guests with us here today, so we're just going to go ahead and move on to PC Division discussion. So again, we have Space Monkey here, who's going to be speaking to the PC Division stuff. We'll start out with a stated division. Go ahead, Space.
Yeah, hi, Space Monkey. That's me, head of PC Division. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're crushing it.
Crushing it, bro.
Yeah, so quite a few things have changed since last summit. We let go of ESO. That's not a thing anymore. We're sort of on the front of MMO. We're kind of diverting to Final Fantasy, or hoping to get into that. Got a few things set up. Avocado was helping. I think she's chilling in the Twitch chat. She said she'd be, but
yeah, I just
she was help for yeah. We have a free company set up. We've gotten a few people started on the game, and we're all making progress. So if anybody's interested in Final Fantasy, just hit me up, and we'll get
Which
you
one?
set up.
11 or 14?
14. I didn't even know there were 2 online ones. The fuck. But yeah.
Yeah, there's 11's mostly like a private server community. I'm not sure about like retail.
Yeah. Anyway, 14. We're getting set up.
You.
Aside from that, we're just kind of chilling. Elite Dangerous, I'm still working on the background for stuff for that. No progress made quite yet, but yeah. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Do you have any? When is Odyssey supposed to come out?
I
know they're in alpha right now, right? Or beta?
Yeah, it's phase 3 of beta right now.
Okay. Do they have a release for it yet, or no?
Let me look. No, there's no hard date yet.
Okay. All right. Was that all? You have anything else for PC Division? Any events planned, goals, anything like that?
I mean, as far as goals, I kind of want to get the free company rolling for Final Fantasy, and we're gonna get set up there. Or we're gonna try to. Ideally, we're gonna hit around maybe, I don't know, like 10 members in the next month would be awesome.
What's the intent with the guild for Final Fantasy 14? Are you looking to do regular raids or wait, it's not raids, it's what is it, trials, right?
It's a little different than how ESO is set up, but from what I understand, there's like actual raids, right? Like traditional raids with that kind of setup, but then there's also like high-end, like trials are basically just boss fights, right? So it's not like a whole dungeon you go through with several boss fights like a raid would be. Okay. But trials are just like big old boss fights with a bunch of people.
Cool.
So I mean, we wanna do content. I think that's what we're aiming for here. And I mean,
and you said we
just
do have
generally want to make the
free company established.
Yeah.
How many people do we have in there right now, roughly?
I think 4 or 5 at the moment, but there's a couple people playing who aren't in the free company.
Okay.
So, because I know
how many people do you need?
One of them.
Some of the in-game content.
It varies.
Progressive content in general.
It varies a lot.
Okay.
But it seems like you can match make most of it if you don't feel like actually forming a group. Yeah.
Yep.
But I think the biggest groups are 24 people. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So if anybody's interested in being a part of the guild in Final Fantasy 14, just let Space Monkey know. We do currently have a group captain position open for that. If there is anybody who would like to take up the mantle there. Yeah. Otherwise, just let Space Monkey know, and we'll see about getting you in and doing more with that. And like he said, looks like we're going to be shutting down Elder Scrolls Online to make way for Final Fantasy 14. We've supported Elder Scrolls Online since the day it was released, but we weren't getting a whole lot of interest there at this point. And it was getting harder and harder to recruit new people, enough to do some of the veteran content in ESO. That's not to say that nobody's ever going to play it again, but at this time we're no longer going to be recruiting for Elder Scrolls Online, and we're probably going to be, since it's no longer supported, we're going to be removing the channels for Elder Scrolls Online, and we'll replace that with a Final Fantasy 14 channel on the Discord. Okay, so next up we have LSP. You want to speak your piece, LSP?
Do I? Sure. Hello. I am LSP Madi. I'm the group captain for the Destiny 2 Clan PC division.
What?
Oh.
Hello. Yeah, so we're trying to grow it, and it's very slow. Hopefully we'll have like weekly raids set up someday, and I mean, if anyone plays anyone on PC, just, even if you're not in the DFW at the moment, you can always, look for raids and stuff, looking for group stuff or anything you would need to do, like PvP or PvE, because I play a lot and I'm usually bored after a while. So, I'm always there. Just, if I don't know about trials, but I'll try anything. I've been looking at recruiting. It's not something I'm good at. So maybe Sergeant can help me since he's a recruiter. No, but really, anyone who has any tips on recruiting, just I'm wide open to suggestions or
Absolutely.
help with that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, okay. Yeah, because I'm not good at that.
The way that I joined, I was in Grenadier Jake's Twitch channel, just sitting there watching, and the infamous our Lord and Savior Zippy FN. I was just kind of sitting there staring, and he came across the net and said, anyone who wants a Sherpa for the divinity.
Oh God.
Yeah. I'm not saying do the divinity, but I'm saying
we need to, but
well, yeah, that's true, but it's one of those, you need to, as a recruiter, you need to go to where the people are at. So I can't go into schools right now, and this is just me
in real
on
life, yeah.
on my real life
Restraining
soapbox
orders, yeah.
for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So we know that they're on social media. So that normally that's what I'm doing, is I'm exhausting social media.
Like, you think like the LFG kind of groups or something?
Yeah, so be like, put out that we are more inclined to help individuals who have never been through it, because that's the biggest like stop on people wanting to do stuff, is like, it's all, you must have experience. It's like real life. You gotta
Yeah.
have, you gotta come out of the womb with 25 years of experience to get a job anywhere, or know somebody in the place.
Easy.
So that's my 2 cents, is just go on LFGs, go into.
So you
more
think we should go
PV.
through raids? Raids is a way to get people, not just
Raids is a way to get people, and I guess like this would have been a perfect week to be doing it in Iron Banner. Be like chills. I know Iron Banner kinda sucks, but
I do it. I know it's okay.
I do it for the powerful rewards, and I don't really do it. But at the end of the day, that's, you gotta abuse what people are doing. Like Guardian Games, I think comes out on reset, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Next week, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that God, I'm gonna regret saying his name, but I'm sure someone like Rhett Cactus is going to is gonna have a guide on the most efficient way to get your class points. Like, I know Titan's the best, and we can all agree on that because we won last year. But like, that's another way to do it. It just pug group activities, and even if that means that, I know the 3 of you play on PC a lot, you guys have to kind of split up and be like, hey, you're going to be running with me, but we're all going to be like talking in this Discord. Link the Discord, invite them in, and have them kind of like break the ice. You want to like build the rapport and make them like not just sit there in silence, because that's when it gets really awkward.
Yeah. So,
but like,
We talk a lot.
Just
Yeah,
to provide a little bit of background for those who may not be currently in the Discord, those watching the stream, or maybe those who are not quite as familiar with how PC's been operating. The PC division recently let go, as of the last summit, of Division 2, and we made Destiny 2 our primary supported game. So right now we're pretty heavy on Destiny 2, both on Xbox and PC. We do host raids, I would say definitely at least once a week. For me personally, it's usually on it's like every other week for me, just because of work and other stuff. But for instance, this coming week, we'll probably be holding a couple of raids, and we also do spoils farms for those who might want to get in on spoils farms.
Oh yeah, we do that.
We do pull from the Destiny 2 LFG Discord if we need any fills, but we're slowly getting there. We're not quite at the level that that our Xbox division is at right now, but we have gotten to a point where we're doing a lot of the raids and some of the content on a fairly regular basis. So if you see me or LSP or Space Monkey or Jealous Cupcake or any of our PC folks on, feel free to hit us up. And for those of you who may not have been aware, we are hosting a raid night. The slots are full, but we will be hosting a live raid starting at 10:30 following the summit. But if you missed out on that and you wanted to raid with us, we can always hold some more raids throughout the week. But yeah, we can start looking at figuring out. We need to make sure that we're doing it the right way, right? We don't want to spam other communities with our shameless plugs, right? We have to use the appropriate channels and stuff like that. But they're typically, I know for instance the Destiny 2 LFG Discord does have like a channel for advertising for your clan and stuff like that. But yeah, if anybody watching has Destiny 2 on PC or even Xbox, either one, we need more people on PC in particular. But either one, feel free to hit us up, and we can always add you to the clan. We don't currently have any prerequisites. Like you don't have to be. You do have to be in the Discord, but you don't necessarily have to be a DFW member, like an official member or recruit, to be in our Bungie clan at this time. That may or may not change in the future, because I think we're around, what are we at? Last time I checked, we were at like 82 members, and the cap is 100 or something like that. So it's not a huge issue right now, but we would like to become self-sustaining on the PC side. But on the bright side, we do have the crossplay that's supposed to be coming into effect. They're supposed to be testing it next season, right? They're going to start some of the preliminary crossplay alpha tests starting in season 14.
Stuff, so
yeah, back end stuff. And then season 15 is when they're planning on doing actual like crossplay. And from what I've read, they're going to be doing the way it's not like you can. I think you can, if you directly invite people from another platform, include them in like PvP stuff, but you're not going to be matched with people when it comes to PvP, which is fair.
Yeah, you're only matched with people if you are playing with a PC player.
Right.
The rest of it is console only. Yeah.
But as far as raids and dungeons and patrols and other content, story content and whatnot, we'll be able to do crossplay between PC and Xbox for sure. But I would like I was saying earlier, I would like for the PC division to get to a point where we can be somewhat self-sustaining, so that the goal, I think, is to try to get away from having to rely so heavily on pulling pugs from LFG. And it's fine. We can always do that, so that anybody who needs a Sherpa or whatever from LFG, or if you guys have any friends that want to do raids or dungeons or any other content, can be a part of that. But I would like us to get to a point where we can just start doing stuff as a clan, getting those Hawthorne bounties out of the way and being able to do that kind of stuff on a regular basis. But yeah, like she said, we're getting there. It's slower progress because PC just fairly recently came back, but we are getting there. I would say that at this point we are pretty fairly regularly running content at least every week. Yeah. So was there anything else that you had to add there, LSP, or is that?
Oh
or
no,
anybody-
you just took
anybody else?
over everything. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we're here. If you want to
Good
play,
job for you.
play.
Okay. Before we move on to the next section, I actually forgot. For those of you who are watching from YouTube or Twitch, we're gonna go ahead and hold a Marbles on Stream race. If you tune into those of you who are in the Discord, if you tune into the Twitch channel, and those of you who are watching from YouTube also, this will only work from Twitch. You can enter a marble into a race by entering a command into the Twitch chat. It has to be Twitch. It won't work from YouTube, unfortunately. But it's random. It's kind of like a horse race. You're betting on your marble, and if you win, you'll get either your choice of Steam or Xbox credit. We're going to hold 5 races tonight. I was supposed to hold one before we went into PC Division discussion, but I forgot.
Oh
But
my god.
We're gonna go ahead and do that now.
Bro.
So let me pull.
You
it
suck
up
at
on-
life,
pull it up
Squint.
on- Yeah.
The
Let me.
heck, Squint?
All right, so I'm pulling it up on the stream. I'm just gonna pick a random course here. Give me a second.
You know, I guess you could say you dropped the ball, or rather
God.
marble.
Oh my god.
Marble.
The ball's on the field.
Cabal on the field.
My cabals.
All right, so-
Oh baby.
If you would like to enter for a chance to win Steam or Xbox credit, in our Twitch chat, go ahead and type !play. Hopefully this works. !play in the Twitch chat. You'll see your marble appear on screen. Good luck and Godspeed. I'll give everybody a few minutes to enter their marbles. Yep, exclamation play.
Man, what a boring looking map. What the heck, Squint?
I don't know what these maps are. I just picked a random one off the list, bro. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start it for time's sake. If you're still scrambling to log into your Twitch account, don't worry. You'll still have another chance to enter the race. So I'm going to go ahead and start now.
Yeah, how many were we doing total, was it?
We're doing 5. This is the first of 5. I didn't even check the elimination rate for this map, so hopefully everybody doesn't fall off of it.
Challenge accepted.
Before everybody does.
Well, everybody's in the funnel right now.
Bro,
We
watch
don't
this.
have
I'm
any
gonna
real
win.
leads.
I'm gonna
Oh,
win
oh.
every single time.
I don't know, bro. It looks like Shrinky's ahead right now. We got Shrinky in first. Nardog and TJF hot on his tail. Going down another funnel. Shrinky is still in the lead. TJF right behind him. Damn, there's like 3 funnels on this map. I probably should have checked the course times for this one. It'd be alright.
One time, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
30-minute funnels.
Nice.
I mean, the more funnels there are, the more fun we'll have.
Fun.
Right?
Stop.
Right?
Stop.
Right?
But kill
Stop
yourself.
this.
Bro.
I don't know. Nobody's overtaken Shrinky yet.
balls of fire.
I am pretty sure Shrinky's gonna win this one.
No, he's gonna
Nah,
get blue
I got
turtle
shit.
shell, bro.
Nope. Looks like you
Ooh.
won.
Bro.
Y'all got a damn traffic jam. I'm like the only one that went to the other side.
Yep. Well, congratulations, Shrinky. You'll have
Shrinky.
your
Bye.
you'll have your choice between Steam or Xbox credit. You can hit up Space after the summit. Are you taking this down, Space? Are you you writing down the winners, or do you need me to write it down?
Don't worry, I'll annoy the absolute shit out of them.
I'll list it out in admin.
Okay. All right, moving on. Let's see, where were we at? Talking about Destiny 2, blah blah blah. Official games revisit. All right, so like we said, we are going to be getting rid of Elder Scrolls Online to replace it with Final Fantasy 14. Currently, we are also supporting No Man's Sky and Star Citizen. So, for No Man's Sky, I know that we've been getting a bit of an influx of random people, and part of that, actually a big part of that, is because for those of you who are not familiar with No Man's Sky, there's something called the Nexus, or the Hub, that's sort of like a central... It's kind of like the tower if you compare it to Destiny 2. And in the Hub, they have a Nexus teleporter where you can go to whatever teleports you have saved on your list. Your own bases or other people's bases that are currently in the your instance of the Nexus. And in that, when you access the teleporter, it gives you a list of all of those locations. But on the top of that list, they have community highlights, and that's selected by the developers of the game, or somebody who manages community highlights. It shows up for everybody, no matter whether or not that player is loaded in. And one of the bases that I built with Fox a while back ended up getting listed as a community highlight. I want to say around Christmas time last year. I don't know if it's still there, but in the base we had like a module that had a link to our Discord, because at the time we were fairly active in No Man's Sky, but unfortunately we are no longer. We don't have any group captains that are in charge of our No Man's Sky group, and it's been fairly stagnant outside of the small spikes in activity every time they come out with a new update or a new DLC or whatever. So because of the inactivity, we're looking at removing No Man's Sky from our supported games list. Do we have any objections to that? Or anybody that would be willing to step up as group captain for our No Man's Sky group?
I wish someone would step up. It's such a shame, all those people that come by,
Yeah.
all that free advertising. If it just we have one person that actually played it a lot.
And it is, I mean, I haven't been on in a couple of weeks, so I don't even know if it's still listed or not. It is it's one of those chill games. You know what I mean? Like, when you come home
Steve
from work
kinda
and you
wants
just
to
want to
play
do
it
something
more.
with your brain off kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun, but realistically, there's not a whole lot that we can do on there as a community outside, unless somebody's really creative with coming up with events for that or whatever. But if we're being blunt about it, we really haven't had a whole lot of activity on that game within the past several months. So we're looking at shutting that down because we would like to refine our focuses on the games that we are thriving in, Destiny 2 being one of the primaries. But yeah, so if anyone is opposed to shutting down No Man's Sky as a supported game, let us know. Say something in the chat, or speak now. Forever hold your peace. Anybody? No, doesn't
I'm
sound like it.
reluctant, but I know it has to go. It's
Good
just-
night,
Nobody,
sweet
huh?
prince.
Man, that's a real shame.
That's a
Delete
day.
that shit. Delete that shit right now. Get
The other one is Star Citizen. So we have been following Star Citizen since
Delete.
it was
Delete.
initially announced on, what was it? Was it not Patreon? Was it Patreon? No, Kickstarter. Kickstarter. That's right. And we've kind of held on to Star Citizen in the hopes that it would go somewhere. But we've been supporting it for many, many years, and honestly, there are a lot of different opinions about the direction that Star Citizen has been going, how slow they've been in the development process, feature creep, all kinds of stuff. On paper, the concept that they have for Star Citizen all sound like good ideas, but the way that they're executing it, even before this whole COVID pandemic, has just been really, really slow. It seems like they've been kind of lacking in direction. And I think that this would be something that I think would be of interest to DFW if they ever actually went anywhere with it. But this game has been an alpha for years and years and years and years now, and there's been very little progress made on it. So I think that it's time to take that off our list here. We'll continue to follow the progress for Star Citizen, but honestly, it really just seems like it's going nowhere fast, and we're not going to get any kind of traction on it if they're not getting any kind of traction on the game. At least for the time being. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll just support it when it comes out in 2055.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
As unfortunate as it is, like I said, the concepts, the dreams that they have for that game seem pretty big, pretty wild. Seems like good ideas, but it is not being executed very well. And we've been supporting it since when did it get put on? When did it first come out for public download? Like when they first started doing the alpha? I think it was like.
I mean, let's be real. We'll be making those spaceships in real life before
maybe?
the game comes out.
Maybe a little bit later than that. I want to say it was around 2012. And they've made very little progress since then. So, unless anybody has any objections to relinquishing support at this current time for Star Citizen, we're going to go ahead and shut that down.
You know, get that shit up.
Yeah, that's dead to me. I don't follow that.
All right, then. Next up, we have prospected games. The ones that I have on my outline here are Halo Infinite. We've been talking about that. I know that they recently announced that the production schedule has been delayed partially because of COVID. I think they had a change in leadership recently, if I'm not mistaken.
All of the above.
Yeah, all of the above. I don't know. What is the intended release date on that? I haven't checked.
The holiday
Next year? It's next year?
this year.
Oh, this year? Really? Okay. We'll see where that goes, but for those of you who don't know... What's that?
It doesn't look like there's a solid date right now.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, DFW was founded in Halo. Halo Combat Evolved / Custom Edition in particular. So having a new Halo game out, assuming that all goes well enough, would be good for us to kind of return to our roots. But we'll see how that goes. We'll continue to monitor its development process and all that. Last summit, somebody brought up Remnant from the Ashes. Was that you, Space?
No.
Somebody, I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
Was it Outriders?
We can. I mean, if nobody has anything.
Nobody even knew anything about Outriders last summit.
So yeah,
It was just announced
Outriders
this
hasn't
year.
announced by then yet. I mean, we can talk about Outriders. You guys want to talk about Outriders?
I mean, I suggested it, but like after having played it, it's not really a clan-based game. There's no systems involved that like really support a clan, because it's just kind of drop in, join people's game with the code and go do some timed runs at in game.
Do we have anybody in the watching from YouTube or Twitch that can, or anybody else in here that has any opinions or anything they want to add in terms of Outriders?
From what I've heard and what I've seen myself, it seems so. First of all, I've heard it has a lot of fucking issues with crashing, like all the time. Other than that, it just kind of looks like people say it's like shittier Destiny.
I mean, it's not even really comparable. I did 300 plus hours in the demo, so
when I look at it, I see a shittier Division. I don't know. It doesn't seem like anything new.
We can put that on our radar, but it doesn't look like we have enough people with interest in that to actually support that as a community. But we can continue.
The other one.
Go on.
The other one I was thinking was Ashes of Creation.
What's that?
That it's a new MMO that they're still in development on, but it's been pretty hyped up. Basically, it's been personally funded by a multimillionaire, and he's been like an avid MMO player for his entire life. So they're kind of mashing everything, the best of every MMO into one.
Okay, I'll have to look that up because I haven't even heard anything about what kind of MMO are we talking. Is it like a fantasy type of MMO? Like is there another game you can compare it to?
God, I guess it's a mixture of like Final Fantasy and a little bit of BDO. Okay. But like definitely less BDO.
For clarification, what is BDO?
Black Desert Online.
Yeah.
The game that will literally drain your bank to zero, bro.
Okay.
But yeah, that would probably be my only suggestion, is something to like kind of keep eyes on for community wise if we're looking to add more MMOs to the game.
Yeah, I'll add it to the list here. We'll definitely look. I can't speak to it because I haven't heard anything about it, but I'll add it on here and look into it for later.
Yeah.
Forrest B05 in the chat says, has anyone heard anything about some kind of Robin Hood type game? Can you, do you have a particular game in mind that you're thinking of, or are you looking for?
That would probably be awesome.
So I think before the pandemic,
Sorry.
I think before the pandemic, they were teasing like a it was like, it's not Robin Hood. The name isn't Robin Hood, but it's a Robin Hood like esque game where you pretty much play with a group of people. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed meets Robin Hood, but without all the stuff that makes Assassin's Creed like stale at the end of it, if that makes sense.
Is it like are we talking single player? Is it MMO? Is it co-op?
No, I think it's more you can opt in to like do missions with people on co-op.
Okay.
I think I vaguely remember them teasing it 2 years ago, but that was before the pandemic and everything. So okay. I don't know how production is with that.
Forrest says it's called Hood Outlaws and Legends. It's a 4v4 type game. I'll add that to the list here. We can look into that as well. Just keep in mind, so everybody who's watching, or anybody who may not be familiar with the voting process here, or prospecting process for DFW, just because we don't, when we say that we're going to support a game, what that entails is that we're going to actively recruit for that game. We have primary focuses. So for instance, right now our primary focus both for the PC division and the Xbox or console division is Destiny 2. which means that we actively go out, we actively seek LFG pugs, we do recruiting, active recruiting for it. Just because we don't support a game, I mean, nobody in here is going to tell you what you can and can't play, right? But if you're presenting a game as a prospect in our voting process, consider you have to weigh the benefits with how do I word this? You have to weigh the benefit of being involved in that game as a community, right? So for certain let's use Skyrim as an example, right? It wouldn't really make sense. Like, everybody loves Skyrim, or most people I think love Skyrim, but it doesn't really make sense to support a game like that as a community. If there's nothing we can really benefit within that game as a community, there's not really a purpose for us to add it to our supported list. But if there are some pretty heavy multiplayer aspects, or some sort of clan or guild system or rating system where it would be beneficial to be involved in these games as a clan or as a community, those are the kind of things that we're looking at. And I do want to talk about I do want to have a little bit of a discussion as to our approach as Delta Fighter Wing, how we're going to go forward with the types of games that we support, how many games we support, and how we go about supporting them. I don't want to go into it too much right now because we do have a couple more things to hit on for the PC division discussion, and we are already pretty far behind on time. But we'll get into that when we get to general discussion. I think we've pretty much covered game news and upcoming releases at this point. Is there anything else anyone wants with what I just said in mind? Is there anything?
I'd like to throw the Diablo 2 remaster that's coming out at some point this year out there. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it as much as me or a bunch of other people, but just throw it out there because it's a good game to get together with a bunch of people.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
It's just the same Diablo 2 underneath. If you played the old one, you can import your save, and that's it.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Fox DM'd me the other day or yesterday, and he was telling me that somebody's found a way to load the old Halo Custom Edition maps into the Halo Master Chief Collection. Just as a side note, I can add that on here as well. Not necessarily that we would go back to supporting the older Halos, but that is something that we can look into on the side. Let me press on here. Event coordination space. As far as the PC division, do you have any plans for any upcoming event coordination or anything like that? Anything formal, at least?
No.
Okay. And like I said earlier, as far as Destiny 2 goes, doing raids, dungeons, any of that other stuff. If anyone is interested in doing any of that, feel free to hit us up in the Destiny 2 channel on our Discord. We're looking at doing that kind of stuff more often. But as far as formal events, we typically have the Spooptoberfest around Halloween. But for PC division specific stuff, I don't think that we have anything in the works. But if we do have something that comes up, we'll post that in the upcoming events channel. I know that our Discord can be pretty noisy, but I would encourage those of you who are in our Discord, or if you're interested in our community and seeing what kind of events that we would be hosting, keep an eye on the upcoming events and community news channels. So if we do have anything that comes up, it'll be posted in there. Wes Noel, thanks for the subscription. So as far as the PC division discussion stuff, for those of you who may or may not have been aware, we did have a global group captain position. So the way that the group captain positions were supposed to work is group captains in DFW are basically the team leaders or the Sherpas, if you will, of their individual groups, and the groups being whatever game that they're involved in. So you have Division, which is the platform that they're on, so PC or console, and then you have the group, which is the game that those members are involved with, and then the group captain, which leads the group for specific games. And when we came up with a group captain concept, we had a global group captain position that we had added in that seemed like it kind of fit the same, how would I word this? The same, theoretically they could have met the same criteria as the groups that were involved in specific games. When it comes to the global group, to be honest, they're kind of like the bastard children of DFW, if you will. So the global group typically consists of a lot of our core members that may have been involved in a specific group that got shut down previously. But they still want to be a part of this community. They still want to be active. They still want to be involved. But they may or may not be interested in our current lineup of games, if you will. But the problem is that with a global group captain, there's not a whole lot of things to do for a global group captain because you have so many splintered interests under that umbrella, I guess you can say. And so our staff has decided to get rid of that position. Now, currently, we had Axel as our global group captain. So the way that we're going to do that, we've decided to move Axel up as a global moderator on the command team. And as far as all of the members and the recruits that fall under the global group, they'll just end up falling up under Space Monkey for the time being. There's not a whole lot of maintenance involved because, again, like I said, the people that are in the global group may not be involved in any of our current lineup of games, which is, it's not a big deal. Those who want to stay involved with our community, we welcome that. But if you would like to be moved from the global group to any of our current active supported games, you can hit any of our staff members up. Otherwise, feel free to chill there. There's not going to be a whole lot of maintenance outside of the summits required for those members and recruits. So that responsibility will fall to Space Monkey. As far as recruits go, whenever we bring in new recruits, we typically have sort of a trial period, I guess you could say, where we determine their level of activity and their involvement in certain games. But when it comes to the global group, that doesn't really apply, so it's whatever. Was there anything else? We're like really behind at this point. That's my fault.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, you always give us short ass time, bro.
Yeah. Does anybody have anything else to talk about in terms of the PC division discussion? So as far as promotions and inductions go, like I was saying, we're gonna move Axel to global moderator, and then do we have anybody that's due for induction on as far as PC recruits?
Your mom.
We got Grizz, right?
Hi.
I got Grizz on my list here.
Hello.
Then you tell us.
Yeah. Grizz. We'll have a conversation about that later.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go ahead and move on to console division discussion and pass the mic to Premonition here so we can go over console division discussion. You can just go ahead. Since Zippy's not going to be with us today, he had other stuff going on, so Premonition is just going to cover the state of the division as well as the group captain discussion for Xbox Destiny 2.
Maybe hit a marbles.
Oh, yes, yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
5 or 4 fucking more to do.
I know. All
I
right.
think you should just roll them while he's speaking.
What
too.
should yeah, I can do that. I'll go ahead and let me pick a short track here. It doesn't even show the elimination rate. Few will survive. That's probably not a good one. Let me just do the
Hi, jealous. We're not starting yet.
the real basic one. Paperclip. It's the first one on the list.
Why you gotta
First
be a
one on the
basic
list.
bitch?
All right, so those of you, again, once again, if you're watching from Twitch, go ahead and type in !play in the chat to enter your marble for a chance to win your choice of Steam or Xbox credit.
Oh, this is an actual racetrack this time, huh?
Hell yeah, brother, going to that there NASCAR. Hey, taking my sister on the day.
Yeah!
What
Jesus.
tarnation.
Let's hope for a wreck. That's the best part.
That's why they brought the dirt track back.
All right,
It's facts, dude.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Once again, if you're watching, you didn't get a chance to enter your marble, you still got 3 more chances. And Premonition, if you want to go ahead and kick off with your discussion, you can go ahead with your part
For
while,
sure.
while this is going on.
Again, guys, my name's Premonition. Everybody here just calls me Prim. I am the console division admin for Destiny 2. We have a clan there that's PvE based. A lot of guys have drifted towards the PvP side as of, I'd say, for the last 6 months, and they're really good at it. Pretty solid core group of guys. And to kind of touch base, we did a lot of heavy recruiting, as Sarge said, through Divinity Sherpas of new raids. With this last DLC, we had a crew go out and try to do day 1 raid, and they learned it and they were able to do Sherpas then. That's going to be one of the main ways we recruit, is always trying to get out, learn new activities, try to learn it fast, so that way we can help others in need and recruit that way. So swag, here's a fun fact. We do raid weekly. Swag and I did a weekly raid. We had come up with this over a year ago now, Swag. And it's been going for over a year, where we do Friday night raids every week. Since DFW has accepted the Destiny 2 portion as in their console division, we have grown exponentially over time. All members involved. It's part of the reason why Squint said that the Discord is blown up. It's kind of hectic in there. We have so many active members. Eventually, we'll get to a point to where we will outgrow the cap for clan. So that's where I don't know what word I'm looking for, where we'll have some requirements in order to be within the clan. We're at 82 out of 100. Of course, we'll do based on activity, how often you play, if you're contributing and whatnot. But outside of that, we're growing exponentially still to this day. I see a lot of people rolling into the Discord, a lot of new faces in game. Again, we have a pretty good core set of folks within our Destiny 2 community. We're very blessed from the time we started well over a year ago now. We're happy to be here, and it's always been a joy to have a new family as far as Delta Fighter Wing.
All right. Thank you, Prim. Good to have the D-boys in the clan. Just side note, if you guys didn't see, Swag won because the race is rigged.
Correct.
We know.
So I'm
What
adding
did they-
Swag to the
them
list
help me?
here. And like you said,
No, that's
if anybody's like, we still have about just under 20 slots open for the clan, and that's both for PC and Xbox. Those who may not be familiar with Destiny 2, our Bungie clan is a combination of our Xbox and PC players. Even though we can't play together, we're still within the same clan system. But we got plenty of
Not
slots
yet.
open, and if you wanna do raids with us, like you were saying, they do raids every week on Fridays, and PC is trying to get to a point where we can do that on a regular basis at an expected time. So.
And console would love to get to the point to where we have 3 and 4 groups raiding at the same time, just as friendly competition, so you can do it fastest, and just having multiple people. We always want to make sure that everybody's learning and having that enjoyment, that fulfillment within the game.
Word. Does anybody have any questions or comments in regards to the console division or Destiny 2 on the Xbox? Alrighty. Ghost Zero says thank you for bringing me on to the over into the console clan. The console division right now is their primary focus is Destiny 2 on the Xbox. So we don't really have to go over any prospects for the console division or do any voting. It's pretty set in stone right now. But if anybody has any suggestions or would like to get involved in something else or maybe interested in starting up a group on within the console division, Xbox or PlayStation, we don't currently have any PlayStation leadership anymore. But if anybody's interested in doing that, let any of our staff members know, and we can look into facilitating that. Yeah. So if nobody has anything else for console division, I'm gonna go ahead and press on because we are behind. We're gonna go ahead and move into. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Somebody say something. Must have been the wind.
So
anyways, like I was saying, Tony Lazzuto runs the whole operation. We're going to go ahead and move on to general discussion. We have a lot to cover in a short amount of time, so I'm going to try to... I'm going to try to go through this as fast as I can, but I don't want to cut anybody off or detract from people's opportunity to provide their input. So just let me know. If you got something to say something in the chat or, say something in the Discord here. The first topic of discussion, our D&D channel / group, Dungeons and Dragons, 5th edition to be specific. We do have a channel for D&D, and we've kind of shuffled through people offering to take over as DM, but we haven't really gone anywhere with that for a long time, really. And it's been brought up that we should maybe shut down the D&D channel. Do we have thoughts on that? Any input for that? Or anybody that might be...
Yeah, that's kind of my bad on my part for a good bit, because I did say I was going to DM and do stuff, but then life happens and, you can't really quite do shit. But if enough people are still interested, I'm still... I have the ability to go with it now.
Okay. Yeah. So we can leave it up for the time being. And if anybody else wants to be a part of that, let us know. I'm gonna go ahead and just do another race real quick. Bop bop bop. Do we have any picks here?
Why bother? We know who's gonna win.
Rip. Not you.
Nobody can win twice. I'll say that. So.
He says that, and then it fucking happens.
If he wins again, it's gonna be whoever came in second, according to the board.
Win a second time, your prize is converted to the murder of your entire family.
I bet. I guess I'm winning.
What?
We're gonna do the boomerang here. So once again, if you're watching from Twitch, give it a second. It's still loading. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right. Exclamation play in the Twitch chat for a chance to win Steam or Xbox credit. Exclamation play to enter your marble. Is this the same? This looks like the same map.
Rip.
Whatever. It's whatever. I'll give everybody about 10 more seconds to enter their marbles. Once again, exclamation play in the Twitch chat if you want to enter your marble into the race for a chance to win Steam or Xbox credit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start it now. So I'm gonna let that run in the background. We'll see who wins. I'm not gonna follow the marbles because I gotta read my notes here. But it'll tell us who wins in the end here. So moving on. Next point of discussion. Going back a little bit to Destiny 2. Do you guys think that a separate channel? So okay. Part of the reason for the seemingly low level of activity with Destiny 2, I think some of that is perceptual because we had created a private like DM group for our PC boys on Destiny 2 initially because we didn't have a big following for that because it was something that we had supported before and then we shifted focus there. But we've made it a point to move all of our D2 specific discussions to the Destiny 2 channel. And I just want to I just kind of want to gauge the public opinion here, those who have access to Destiny 2. Do you think that having both the console and PC Destiny 2 users using the same channel is too much? Do you think it would be beneficial to have a separate like Destiny 2 PC and Destiny 2 Xbox channel, or do you think it's fine as it is? Thoughts go.
I think it's fine as it is. In all honesty, it helps be able to swap opinions back and forth, get good ideas and game plans together as far as any kind of dungeons, raids, and whatnot.
My suggestion would be keep it one channel, but just add an additional role that, like, maybe changes the Discord name color for Xbox and PC. That way, like, new people know who they're talking to, if it's a PC or an Xbox member.
Yeah, and that's something we definitely look into. Particularly with currently we have special tags for Destiny 2 users in our Discord that if anybody wants to be tagged for raids or Sherpa or milestones or whatever the case may be, people can use those tags. But in lieu of having two separate channels, what we can do is, if it's okay with, if you guys think this would be better, is just have, at least until crossplay comes into effect, separate roles. Like, I mean, essentially the same roles that we have now, but the only difference would be we'd have one for PC and one for Xbox. That way, for instance, if we're tagging people for raids, everybody wouldn't be tagged. It would just be for the ones that have subscribed to that role on that platform. You guys think that would be better?
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Too busy watching her
using role. Sanity Pirate won that race, by the way. Congratulations, Sanity.
She was so baffled that she lost. She forgot what was going on.
The TLDR is, instead of having separate channels for Destiny 2 PC and Destiny 2 Xbox, we can just change the way that we have our roles designated so that people can subscribe for
The
D2
PC
raids and be specific
Okay.
between PC raids or Xbox raids. That way, if somebody's looking for people for a raid or some content or whatever the case may be, they'll only be tagging people on their platform instead of Xbox people getting notifications for somebody looking for a group on a
that's
PC.
possible. That sounds good.
Okay.
Indeed.
Cool. So we'll look into using roles instead. Any other input as far as Destiny 2 roles or channels or whatever? All right, moving on. For Destiny 2 encounter maps, we found that pinning maps over and over again or sending links or whatever for every LFG that we do gets kind of... If we were to pin every encounter map into our Destiny 2 channel, it would get super busy real quick. I mean, it would still be kind of a pain to have to scroll down through even the pinned messages as far as encounter maps go. So what Synth has been working on with myself is a Destiny 2 maps sort of catalog on the DFW website. And it is currently functioning as of today. I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the Coldsnap Summit channel. This will be sort of a good centralized location for you guys to use reference maps for encounters. Right now, all we have is Deepstone Crypt, but we are going to add in maps for all of the raids that maps are essential for coordination. So just putting that out there so you guys know if you ever do any Sherpas or may not be quite as familiar with some of the encounters. We are working on building that resource for our members and affiliates.
Maybe make like a role for people who are more experienced, like to Sherpa somebody through something, and a role for somebody who's not so experienced in many things.
Okay, so kind of like how
just an idea.
Kind of like how the Destiny 2 LFG Discord has, where they have like a new raider, season raider, and then Sherpas.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you guys think about that?
I mean, if it's easy enough, go ahead.
The only problem I have with this map loadout is it doesn't have the most important part.
What's that?
The sparrow part.
Oh yeah, I can add that in there.
Or maybe have it's like post, like pin a message to whatever, and have different reactions to the post for whichever map that you're looking to do or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this is, like I said, this is a work in progress. So if you guys have any other suggestions and stuff, I'll take note of that. And if you guys have any other suggestions or things that you would like to see added here to the maps catalog, I can definitely do that. And I'll pin that link to the Destiny 2 channel later, so that you guys can use that as a resource for your raids and dungeons and stuff like that. As far as Discord roles, I was thinking, do you guys think that we should add in a subscriber role for like people who want to subscribe to upcoming events or community news or anything like that, like a news subscription role? That way, that if we want to tag people who are interested in following what kind of non-community wide events that we have going on, or whatever the case may be, we can just use that role to tag instead of, we try to, I'm the only one that uses the @everyone, and it's strictly for the summits. But like I was saying earlier, our Discord can get pretty busy. So what I can do, if you guys think that this would be a good idea, or if it's something that you guys want, I can add like a news subscription role for tagging anything outside of, tagging people for events outside of the community-wide summits.
That doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Okay.
Because like not everybody wants to be tagged for something that they're not going to have anything to do with,
Yeah. Ghost says verified Sherpas. So if we do add in some sort of Sherpa role, we can use Charlemagne or Warmind.io to check to see if they do or even, because you can look up people's raid profiles, but there are people that pick up on it pretty well, even if they haven't run it a whole lot. So we can add in some sort of verifying process for Sherpas. But currently, the only Sherpas that we really have consistently are like myself on the PC side, and then we have Premonition, Zippy, Swag. They do Sherpas on the Xbox. We haven't really had any issues with people trying to like impersonate a Sherpa or anything like that, like they do in the Destiny 2 LFG. We do have Raids, Crucible, Gambit roles currently. We'll just look into separating them by platform. Moving on, I just want to make a quick side note. I got one for Terraria. So we're not going to make this an official supported game, but if anybody here in our Discord or on YouTube or Twitch are interested in Terraria or have played Terraria and would like to play with other people, a handful of us are looking into doing a Calamity mod campaign in Terraria. We can probably just have that discussion in like members only or something else, but or we can just create a private group since it's not an official supported game.
You could add a tag to it or whatever.
Or we could add a tag.
I'd definitely be interested in that because I've been trying to find some people to play Terraria with.
Yeah, it looks like we have several people in our community. Played Terraria.
Well, every time I ask fucking Space Monkey or who is it? Hold on, I'm scrolling through looking. Yeah, it was Space and somebody else.
Me, maybe.
No, I didn't ask. It wasn't you. It was what's that other girl?
Avocado?
Yeah, Avocado. I've asked both of them, and they were like, "No, gonna play solo." Which I can understand that if you're trying to learn the game and not have it spoiled or whatever. But yeah,
yeah, man.
So
if
that's out there for
anybody else wants to be a part of whenever we start the Calamity campaign, just let us know. We'll set up a server for that, and for those of you who want to try out Terraria, it's an old game, but it's pretty fun. Just another one of those. It's another one of those chill games.
It definitely, and it's definitely worth at least a short amount of play because you probably enjoy it. It's a decently entertaining / fun game, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, so moving on, I do have one more in terms of game-specific discussions under general discussion, and that's Pokemon Go. So there are a lot of people in DFW that play Pokemon Go, whether it's casual or every day. Does anybody have any objections to adding a Pokemon Go channel?
I mean, as long as the degenerate weebs are off in their own space.
Didn't we have I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Swagger Synth, is there any way? So what I would like to do once I have this, I'll create the Pokemon Go channel. Is there any way we can add some functionality to the bots, where people can post their friend code, and it'll just sort of, instead of just posting it haphazardly in the channel, is there a command that we can create where like the bot will have a post that I can pin, and then they'll put in a command and they'll just add their friend code to the list, so it'll always be in pinned messages? Can we do something like that? That way people who want to add friends for, raids or whatever in Pokemon Go, all they have to do is put in the command and they'll just be added to the list, and then people who want to play Pokemon Go with us can just go through the list and add everybody's friend code on there.
I can just create a command that does that. I mean, it's not a problem.
Okay.
You won't be able to pin it and do that. It's a little complicated.
Do you guys even still play the RPG? I think it was. I think it was here that we played the RPG.
Pokemon Poke MMO. Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I think that's what it was.
I petition adding Ark Survival Evolved back into the mix.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I know we did talk about. So they did announce Ark 2 at last year's Game Awards, and I will say that we most likely will end up supporting that when it comes out. But as far as going back to Ark, I don't think we have enough involvement in Ark to warrant us going back to supporting that. But we are definitely looking forward to Ark 2, I would say. So we have we don't have any objections for adding a Pokemon Go channel. That way, that if anybody wants to coordinate raids or anything like that, or wants to add friends, gives gifts, or do battles, and whatever the case may be.
Sounds funny.
We used to have a Pokemon Go channel in here. We can always we'll add it back in here. I won't say that we're gonna actively recruit. It'll still be a chill game, but I think that the I don't think it would hurt to have a Pokemon Go channel so that people can list their friend codes and do stuff like do LFGs for raids and stuff like that.
I think that's a good idea because my biggest stop from the game is that I can't do any of the raids or anything because no one in this area is doing them.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it'd be cool to have a coordinated group that could carry me through that stuff.
Yeah, we played it a lot when it first came out, and then there was kind of a lull. But it seems like a lot of people have gone back to it, and I've started to notice that there is a pretty significant amount
when
of people
they added
in DFW that are playing.
the Mega Evolve stuff, a lot of people started playing again.
And I also have
that's
Go on.
That's kind of where I fell out of it because the people that had kept playing were, I think the max level was 50 or 30 or something.
I think it's 30.
The people that
it just recently went up to 50.
Yeah, the people that had kept playing, they already had all the decked out super Pokemon, and someone like me who just started and doesn't really have that many crazy options, I can't do anything above a 2-star or a 3-star solo.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So unless we have any outstanding objections, we'll end up adding a Pokemon Go channel, and we'll look into creating a bot command if you want to add your friend code to the list, so it'll always be pinned. You can add people on there, and we can do stuff together. I have a Facebook group of 8, 9 people, I want to say, that we do stuff on a regular basis, and they've voiced their interest in coming over to our Discord and using our Discord to do Pokemon Go coordination stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and press on here. We're way behind at this point. I did have a note for revisiting the DFW general rules, terms, and conditions, but I'm gonna go ahead and postpone that. We'll hold a staff meeting at a later date in terms of discussing some changes to the rules, terms, and conditions for members and recruits of DFW. Mainly just making sure that we're keeping up with I guess you could say keeping up with the times. There's some stuff in there that I think we can phase out because it was a lot of the focus with some of that stuff was around more of a clan mindset versus a gaming community mindset. But we'll talk in more detail about that later. Community structure discussion, that's going to be I'm also going to have to push that because that's going to be a long discussion that we're going to have when we have more time to talk about it. We can actually set aside a day to have that discussion. So for anyone who may potentially be interested, we are looking at taking a good hard look at the current structure of our community. And what I mean by that, I guess, is that there are still aspects of our community that's very heavily influenced by the older clan concept, I guess you could say. And we've had a lot of discussions in our staff meetings in terms of whether or not we should be supporting bandwagon games, is what we call them. Like games that come out and they're big on the hype train and they're really popular, and you see ads on them all over YouTube, and everybody's playing them on Twitch. But then after a couple of weeks, they just kind of die out, and you never hear about the game again. But as the mindset that we had is we held this voting system so that we were deliberate about being involved in games that were an investment for us as a community, particularly games that would be a long-term investment. But I think that I always see a lot of people talking in the lobby and in our chats and stuff about how they want us to do this, play this game and that game when they come out, and we've kind of been dismissive of that. But I think that more people would be involved and feel more engaged with DFW if we were more open-minded when it came to trying out some of these bandwagon games. Like I would say one of the more recent recent examples was not Valorant, Valheim. That blew up pretty big. People been playing that for. I'm sure people are still playing it now. I don't. It's not as big as it was when it was up on the hype train, but I think that would allow more, I guess you could say, inclusiveness for our members, particularly those in the global group that aren't really necessarily interested in any of our current active supported games. But then we've also had opinions where some of the staff members think that we should be refining our focus even more and just focus on like one specific game, more of a traditional clan mindset. So we're kind of split down the middle there, I would say. And so that's a discussion that I would like for us to have. And we can hold a public forum at a later time so that we can get the opinions of our viewers and guests in addition to our staff members and recruits. That way you guys can be involved in that and provide your input if you have any thoughts on that. But since we're really short on time, I'm not going to cover that right now. Just if you do have anything that you would like to provide, any input that you would like to provide, questions, comments, or whatever, in terms of our structure as a community and how we're operating, feel free to let us know. Technical discussion application. I want to skip over this, but I really think that we need to touch on this just briefly. Our application system. So right now we don't require membership with our community to be a part of our Bungie clan. We'll just use that as an example. I would say that large majority of our Bungie clan are DFW affiliates, which is fine. But in doing so, we've kind of removed the incentive for membership with our community. And I wonder if... I think there's some factor of intimidation when it comes to applying to the community. I think the act of filling out a form, there's some level of intimidation in that people feel as though that they are going to have to commit a tremendous amount of time or effort if they do decide to, fill out this form, right? But the thing is, the only mandates or commitments that we have are the summits. That's it. I would say that we're a pretty relaxed community. We don't hold cut fests anymore. We don't expect people to show up to weekly training for tournaments or anything like that. But we're looking at simplifying the process for the sake of our guests and our affiliates, so that they won't be so averse to filling out some sort of application form or being a part of the community, because realistically they already are a part of the community. If you're an affiliate and you play Destiny 2 with us and you raid with us, or even if it's not Destiny 2, if it's one of our other games, that's pretty much what that entails, right? So in an effort to simplify that, one of my ideas was to just do away with the application form on the website and just have everything done through Discord. We're looking at... I know Synth has been testing a command with one of our bots to where you can just... The entire application process can be done through Discord. Does anybody have any thoughts or anything they would like to add in terms of our application process, or ways that would make it feel less like they're... Because you're not joining the army or anything like that. There's not a contract you're signing.
I might have to look at it again, but maybe, because it's been several years now. But I'd like to provide input.
Yeah, we're always looking at ways to simplify the process and take out as many steps as we can to make it easier, both on applicants and our staff members. So we are going to look at revamping our application system, just have it done strictly through Discord. versus having to fill out a form. We'll see if that works.
Could possibly do it through like some kind of Discord like reaction verification process. You get what I mean?
We do have that for certain roles, but as far as membership goes, there are a few more details that we have to record for people who would like to be members of our community, and we would like to be better about incentivizing membership with our community. But again, that's a discussion that we can have in more detail at a later time. But if anybody has any suggestions or any thoughts or comments or whatever, feel free to hit us up in the chat or hit up any of our staff members, and we'll add that to our list for later discussion. The merch store is online for those of you who may not have been aware. Streamlabs.com/DeltaFighterWing/merch. I can post a link here later if anybody wants to buy DFW t-shirts or
DFW t-shirts
hoodies.
Please do that. I didn't know we had one.
Yeah, our merch store is strictly for we don't it's set at 0% profit. We don't make any money off of it. It's just for the people who have requested having t-shirts and hoodies to rep DFW.
Drop the website.
Yeah, I'll definitely drop the I'll drop it in actually here, let me just I got it right here.
I'll definitely get something.
Boom, there it is. Like I said, we don't make any money off of this. This is entirely for you guys. If you would like to support us, so that we can hold more of these like marbles on stream where people have an opportunity to win prizes or use our funds to start up dedicated servers for certain games and stuff like that, you can do that through the donation link on our website, which is done through Streamlabs/PayPal. But yeah, most of the stuff that DFW does comes entirely out of pocket, usually my pocket. We do have a DFW fund that we use to supplement some of the prizes and stuff that we offer. But most of the I would say almost everything ends up coming out of pocket regardless, because we don't collect anything from we don't post any advertisements on our website or on any of our, we don't monetize any of our videos on our YouTube channels. We don't make anything off of our Twitch channel or anything like that. Everything is strictly funded by the kindness of our community.
And if you're ever, I apologize to interrupt you, but I was going to let you know if you're ever looking for any kind of design work or anything, I'll offer my services.
Yeah, man.
I'm not a terrible artist, but I'm not the best. But at the same time, like, still, that it's out there.
Going into staff openings, we're getting there. We're almost there, guys. Hang in there. We do still have an operations wing admin and content or / social media wing administrative position open. Positions, there's 2 of them. If you have any questions as to what that entails, let one of us know. If you would like to be a part of any kind of leadership position in DFW or take charge of a group that has a vacancy right now, or even start your own group, if we have enough interest in it, we can definitely consider other people for group captain for those groups in question. For instance, Final Fantasy 14 is going to we're going to have a vacancy for a group captain there. We could open a group captain position for Pokemon Go. That's not set in stone right now. It's just a consideration because I don't know if the Pokemon Go group will necessarily require a group captain by any means, because it's not going to be like a primary supported game or anything like that, but we'll look into it. But operations, content, social media, graphic or video production, anything like that, if that's something that you're interested in doing, let any of us know, and we'll show you what we're looking for, and we will consider your entry. Recruiting efforts, tips, and discussion. We'll save that for a later staff meeting. Let me belay this. I'm gonna. How many we got? We got 2 more. I'm gonna hold the. Gonna go ahead and do one more race here. 1 more or 2 more. Let me open up the race menu and pick a short one. Let's try this one. I don't know what the elimination rate is here, but we'll see. So those of you who are in here watching from the stream on YouTube, the race entries are open. Go ahead and type in !play into the Twitch chat. It has to be in the Twitch chat. Doesn't work from YouTube, unfortunately. If you want to enter for a chance to win Steam or Xbox credit before we go ahead and move into the course of action development. We'll give it about 10-15 more seconds before I start. Yo. What?
Easy one.
Oh. Thought you said squint. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start it. There's a huge gap in the track here. This is not going to go well, I imagine. There goes sanity and sanity.
The hell map is this?
Edgar is way ahead right now.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna go ahead and move the
Damn.
camera to the end here so we can continue with the discussion. If you missed out on entry for this race, we are gonna have 1 more for the night. So don't worry, you still have 1 more chance to enter for a chance to win Steam or Xbox credit. While this is going on in the background, we'll go ahead and cover course of action development. So let me pull up the notes from our previous summit to see some of the stuff that we covered. If there's something that we need to touch on again. That was the Genesis summit, I believe.
Hacks.
Okay, so reflecting on our progress within the last 6 months, we had set a goal for, was it 220 Discord users? I think we've surpassed that. Let me check. Yeah, we're at 245. We did pretty good on this goal. Halloween and Christmas event. I think that we didn't hold a lo-fi this year, did we? We definitely did a Spooktoberfest, but I don't think we held a lo-fi this last year.
We got 245 since Genesis Summit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very nice. Avocado hacks. I want to recount.
We don't have to go into too much detail on this one because we've already got a lot of things in the works, so we don't necessarily have to detail a whole lot for our 3 to 6 month community goals. I think that we should just focus on some of the things that we've already discussed up until this point in terms of revamping our application process and simplifying it for our affiliates and other guests that want to be a part of this community. sort of pre-planning for, I think our next community-wide event is going to be our Spooptoberfest event, I believe, which is it's typically held around Halloween, and then the annual summit after that at the end of September, and then our Christmas event. We'll look at more active recruiting so that we can get regular groups going for Destiny 2 on the PC side for people who want to do raids and stuff like that. But I think we'll just focus on the things that we for this time around, for this course of action development, we'll just focus on on those things. Unless if there's anything anybody else wants to add in terms of 3 to 6 month community goals, let me know. And for those of you who didn't see, Avocado won this last race, so we have one more that we can hold. Is there anything else that anybody else wants to add or talk about, or any questions anybody may have? No? Cool.
Maybe
All right, this is the last race for the night. This is the last chance to enter for a chance to win Steam or Xbox credit. Go ahead and type in !play in the Twitch chat to enter your marble into the race. And once this is done, those who signed up to do the raid, the Deepstone Crypt raid on PC tonight, for the Raid Night livestream event, I'll hop into Destiny 2 here in a little bit once we conclude the meeting, and you guys can go ahead and join on me. My join code is in the Destiny 2 channel. The raid and the roles for that are pre-coordinated, but if there's anybody else out there who would want to do any kind of raid or whatever with us, we'll probably end up holding a couple of more offline raids throughout this coming week, as well as spoils farms, or whatever you guys want to do.
About that, I'm flaking.
Oh, what?
I'm just
Right, I'm starting the race.
Cold-blooded.
Right, last race for the
It
night.
was
Last
supposed to be
chance
an
to
hour
win.
ago.
Yeah, I know. Well,
damn, there's already been 5
50
races.
minutes ago. Yeah, these meetings tend to
Mr.
run kind
Math.
of long. I think I need to start. And I had Axel keeping time with how long we took for each section here. I think I'm gonna have to start extending the summit portion. I was really every summit that we have, I hope that we can squeeze it into an hour, but we always run the meetings longer every single time. So I think we're just gonna have to start extending the allotted time for the actual summit meeting portion of.
I vote just saying, okay, expect to be here for 3 hours, just in case, so we can cover everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really surprised we didn't go past the Among Us time. That's normally the big kicker.
Yeah. And we can do
If
Among
anybody
Us.
does to
We
play
can
it.
do whatever. If anybody else, if anyone watching didn't get a chance to play Among Us with us, we can do that anytime. It doesn't have to be during the summit. We just hold it to give people something to do, some people to hang out with before the actual phase 2 usually begins for the summit. But if you guys want to do that more often, let us know. We can start doing the
And Among
Among
Us
Us
group
games
captain.
here.
If anybody wants to play Among Us after this, I'm totally down.
Yeah, if somebody wants to host
GG
Among Us,
nerds.
feel free to put it in the summit channel. We can do that. Or you guys can do that. Or you guys can be part of the raid night.
That's kind of why I suggested maybe like an Among Us role.
Damn,
so,
dude.
Like people that are willing to play we can make like a lobby,
Ghost was so close to winning that one, and LSP took it from him.
I won that bitch. Wait, how the hell? I was the first
You
one to
fell
jump.
out.
Nah, bro, you fell off the map. You straight up
Oh
fell
my
off the map.
hacks. I just saw I was in first and like I was falling down and I was like, okay, yeah, GG, I win, nerds. But shit.
All right, so our winners for the night are Shrinky, Swag, Sanity Pirate, Avocado, and LSP. Congratulations.
No, really, I don't want the win.
Would you like to pass it off to somebody else? Pass it off to.
Yeah, Ghost, who's second.
You want to pass it to Ghost?
Okay.
Pass it to Ghost? Okay.
You-
She's
you mean
taking
the new
she's taking
recruit?
I don't like you anymore.
You already won one. You already won one.
I know, I'm just kidding. I love her.
All right, so LSP
Better.
has opted to pass her win to Ghost, who came in second. Congratulations, Ghost. You'll have to hit up Space Monkey, let them know whether you want that in Xbox or Steam credit. We'll reach out to the winners at a later time so that we can coordinate getting you your prizes. Thank you, everybody who showed up and participated. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up before we conclude the summit meeting and move on to our Destiny 2 raid night?
Abkadefki, Jekyllmanop, Korstuvixes.
I better get my hoodie.
What the fuck did you just say? Did you just say?
Bro. Which talk, bro? Are you vexing me?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, bro.
I only said the
Did you
entire alphabet in one word. You've never heard that before?
You're putting a vex on the Discord right now. Stop that shit. Stop that shit.
Yes, Voodoo Vex saying the entire alphabet in one word.
All
Go for it.
All right,
GG.
ladies and gentlemen, that'll be all for the night. I'm going to go ahead and conclude here. If anybody has any comments, questions, concerns, want to talk about anything else, the Summit channel is going to remain open for the next day or so. So you can post, have your discussions in there. We're going to go ahead and move on to our Destiny 2 raid night. I know we're pretty much an hour behind at this point, but should be fine. We can speed run Deepstone. Am I right? Thank you, everybody, for coming. Our guests, members, affiliates, nerds, whatever.
Good day.
Good die. We'll see you guys next time.